What do you want? Trusty Ape, Trusty Ape. Hashtag Trusty Ape Go. At Trusty Ape Go. Email stupidmonkeyphilosophy@gmail.com. Thought to be a very interesting night. Looks like I'm all alone out here. Scary. The question is, do I have to stay here, batten down the hatches, or can I lock up and leave? Only time will tell. If you don't know, we're living in the Manosphere. You and I, everybody here. We'll explain in a second. If you're on the channel, you might not know. According to YouTube, and this is just my, I was looking at the other day, our viewership is skewed here at the Trusty Ape channel. Got a very particular set of people, and those are dun, dun, men. Our viewers are 100% male. Wait, that can't be right, can it? Can that be right? You have 100% male viewership. I feel like there's something wrong here. I mean, even if it's mostly men, it's not nearly 100%, is it? Is that right? I don't know. I can't be. This is what YouTube tells me. When I'm looking at my demographics here. And they're also, hold on, let me pull up this other one. I'm trying here. I'm really trying. 100% male. And 100%, we got an age range. Wait for it. 35 to 44. 100%? Really? I feel like there's got to be something off here. This doesn't sound right to me. 100% males, 35 to 44. What do you think? Hey, good evening, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Good to see you. Spooky Bed here, you're listening. And I get it, I mean, it's probably mostly dudes that listen to me and interact with me, right? Mostly white dudes. I get it, that's the way this shit works. But I think YouTube is way off. 100% males, ages 35 to 44. What's up, Halsey? In my demographic. I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not right at all. Or do you have your profile set differently from your actual, do you say prefer not to say? They're just gonna presume you're a male or not count you into that demographic? I don't know. Right? Exactly. Crazy, crazy. So I got in here just to be told that they're leaving, but now I can't leave. Places where I don't declare much about myself. People seem to always assume I'm a male. That's interesting. I've assumed people were female because their like handle didn't like seem to, and then they ended up being males. But it doesn't usually go the other way. Like usually I know if it's a female, but sometimes I'll assume it's a female when it's actually a male. Strange stuff. What the fuck was that? It sounded like they had playing cards, like in their bicycle spokes, but it was a car. Yeah, sometimes you can kind of tell by people's demeanor in live chats, but yeah, I find it's best not to assume because I have been dead wrong. I get it. I didn't know Big Bad Mama was a dude for like over a year. I was talking to my sponsor tonight. We're supposed to meet up tomorrow, and just talking about this whole issue because he knows, or my former friend, you know, who ghosted and all of that shit, and the whole scenario is just like, yeah, I mean, I'm being kind of like, I'm bitter about it. I'm not gonna say I'm not bitter. I'm a little bitter about it, but like, what do you expect from that? Like that people, not to make a generalization, but people of that gender in that age range, you know, they're unpredictable. They're wishy-washy. Like, of course. Why would you expect consistency from that person? No way. I just expected more. It's crazy. It's unreasonable. It's unreasonable. I should have known better, and that's on me. So I could just sit here with my hurt feelings, you know, go on about. It's just this is the way of life. I don't know what to do with it. It's so hard to be a man. Should I cry about it? Sorry, I'm going through these and deleting them to make room for the new. Of course. Why wouldn't I? My StreamYard account keeps telling me I have too much shit on here. Too much shit. Cheryl, whose party this is, wants to know who's broken the TV. In the first instance, whose is used as a relative pronoun to modify the noun Cheryl. In the second instance, whose is short for who has. Know your who's and whose, people. Also know that I have an aversion to the name Cheryl. I had a bad experience with a Cheryl recently, and it stuck with me. I've got to fix that picture now that I know how to use the. I finally figured out the magic eraser in InShot, so I can make the raccoon head better. That one. There's a link out there. I'm chatting throughout the night or until I get word to pack up and get the fuck out of here. One or the other, whichever comes first. I'm so angry I made a sign. They already. quoting the Nazi apologist Sam Harris. Damn those Nazi apologists. Had a pretty average day. It was average. Woke up. I was too late to go to the grocery store, so I had to DoorDash again. I fucking hate using DoorDash. Considering I work for them, I'm always 2 nights in a row is too much. I'm paying entirely too much for this bullshit. All because I can't make it to the grocery store in time and sleep and go to work. Like, it's just not working out, right? So, yeah. Hopefully, it's just a matter of time now. Gotta fix this one up a little bit. I'm just fucking around. Just fucking around. So welcome, viewers. Just so you know, all of you are 30. What is it? 35 to 44-year-old men, mostly in the U.S. It was like 60% U.S., which is cool. You know, we're international. That's that's a plus. Actually, it's a really good image that I like that image. Yeah, that's the one I used for the John Wayne Photoshop. I'm gonna get it a little closer though. A little closer. That's nice. I've been getting gifted channel memberships all over the place, which is great. I'm a member on Ember's channel, Flow State's like 2 months in a row, Kentucky Atheist now, Maya's channel, which I think is about to expire, or just did expire, one or the other. Hey, what's up, Gaming with Silverwolf? Good to see you. Yeah, if you didn't know, YouTube says, we'll just reiterate again, according to YouTube, my audience is 100% male. 60 is that I can barely read it. 62% in the U.S. And 100% between ages 35 to 44. So you got to fall into that category. Like, I'm sorry, according to YouTube, those are my demographics. That was as of like a week or two ago. It hasn't been that long. It's been like about within a week. Yeah, he saw that. I was like, something's not right here. It's just me doing logic. I'm sorry. Pretty sure, but I'm not sure. I haven't done like a FBI inspection or anything, but FBI. You remember those shirts? Uh, But it judges, it's not by like what you look like, it's like by your self-identification on YouTube, right? Like you put that in when you create a profile. It's like it select your gender or prefer not to say. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it, right? Like so you've got to like voluntarily submit that information. Presumably. I don't know how they're basing this shit, but they're clearly wrong. They're just wrong. Oh yeah, I'll play this one again since the last one got taken down. This is my newest little clippy. If you're over at Stupid Monkey Philosophy, you've already seen this, but for others, so it looks like because I went back last night to look for the video, it looks like Answers in Genesis actually took this video down. So I'm so glad I clipped it while it was live. Enjoy.
Mom's busy right now. Those are some memories from the homeschool days. But the main thing I think of when I think of homeschooling is that it's really not about education. It's not really about the schooling. It's about discipleship, and that's the goal. And that was the goal of my parents. And that homeschooling isn't the end. It's the means to an end. And that my parents' goal for us was that we would love the Lord.
How other people do things. It's a monkey see, monkey do attitude.
Yeah. Homeschooling. It's it's rough. It's rough. I did homeschooling. That was around the time I dropped out of school, basically because nobody could force me to do anything. So as long as I did like the bare minimum, so I was enrolled in school. Then they stopped like threatening to send me to juvenile hall, and then I just like eked by the last couple of years. But nobody was ever teaching me to love the Lord. But if that's your prerogative for your kids, sure, like you could make like 100% of your homeschool curriculum, Bible study, right? I don't know. But yeah, when I went to go search up again that the full length video there, I could not find it on the Answers in Genesis channel. I don't know. Maybe they got some bad reviews. Maybe they realized that their people weren't saying stuff that was really conducive to forwarding their argument. Because that right there, that was just disturbing. That lady, and that was just short segment there. Could have sworn that didn't mean so. Yeah. I think their broad generalizations may be extremely broad. I don't know. I don't know how they figured that. 100% men, ages 35 to 44. White men, presume. White men. I don't know. I tend to think, and this, it may be just, my mere observation that most of the interactions that I have through the channel are with other white men. Now that's not all of them. And I was saying this last night, or this morning, whatever. Fucking still 9:30. That like there's more people, within the broader community, right? If they're like looking at channels or discovery channels, they're more likely to go to subscribe to somebody like Pocket Locker than me, right? Because people in my demographic are a dime a dozen. There's a bunch of us out there. You can go listen to, any, white atheist dude between the ages of, whatever and whatever, like ranting on the internet. Like there's no shortage of us. So, being like, a person of color in the atheist community is a hot commodity. And you're going to get more clicks, right? even if you are a man, but especially if you're transgender. Especially. I mean, and I'm not gonna say that I don't think most people would do something like that just to get YouTube hits, right? A transition or do something like really extreme like that. But there's probably a subset of people that would, right? Just for attention. Oh, why my kneecap retracted my messages? What? I don't know why either. Um, I'm confused right now. I don't know if that's a typographical error. I'm just very confused, but it's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic ambition. So they retracted. Oh, okay. So you accidentally retracted a message? I've done that before. You don't hate your phone as much as it hates you? I'm like, my phone hates me. Mark Stoney started a stream. Oh wow, very nice. In direct competition with mine. Good job, Mark Stoney. It's got an open chat. I can't go check it out while I'm live in StreamYard. See, that's the other reason I've been preferring Prism lately, because I could just go like raid Stoney's chat and comment on it, but then I can't invite you all in. So it's a trade-off. Half the time my phone had a stroke immediately before I came on here. Like literally, like it was, it wasn't really bad, but it was one of those like, all right, are we going through this again? Okay, hit fucking reset. I have to do that all the time. I did it twice today. Yeah, no, I did 2 data, like turn the internet off, turn it back on, and then I also had to restart the phone. So that's 3 times a day. I had to do like a major reset. Fucking stupid. Stupid. I mean, granted, I don't pay for premium services or anything like that. But I mainly use my data for streaming shit, which I guess takes a lot, but I don't consume as much as a lot of other people do, I think. But I also know my phone's just it's outdated now, I guess, right? Like it's a couple years old and it's been smashed to boot. Like physically smashed, like thrown on the ground.
But look, we're dealing with a lot of weird people on the internet here.
Indeed. I feel like they're not going to call me back. They're just going to leave me hanging. Which is fine. I mean, I can be left to my own devices. Nothing bad's going to happen. Everything will be just fine. Stony stream is just people in a side chat? Wow. Okay. See, Stony should have just come over here. We could have chatted. It would have been all, we could pool our resources together. We'd have people in the side chat and somebody to talk to. But no, we always got to be in competition. See? See how it backfires? when natural selection goes wrong. I don't know. These guys, I'm actually like, I'm fascinated and appalled by the whole man versus bear argument, and I want to see more, but I don't, because I already know where this is going, right? I know where it's going. Well, I'd rather wrestle with a bear. No, you wouldn't. Be honest, I wouldn't rather wrestle with a bear. Like, you know, and look, I'm one of those guys, you know, if I go to prison, I've got to get like, you know, teeth tattooed back there, you know, or something, right? Like, there's no hope for people like us. Get a shiv, keep your back to the wall, right? But, but now, I mean, you know, at least you can outsmart a bear, right? Hopefully you can outsmart a bear. If you can't fight a bear, at least you can outsmart the bear. But can you outsmart the human predator? Okay. Do that. What's that guy? Chris something? That guy that does the show. Like that guy, you know. But then you have to like preemptively get the bear to attack like a dummy or something. I don't know what there's some analogy there. There's some kind of, you know, you get what I'm saying. Man versus bear. I guess the only way that I do fall into the category, like when I was reading it, like on the rundown there, it was like the father's rights thing. I'm like, I am for father's rights. I think that, you know, women do get unfair leverage in court a lot of times. Right? You have to counteract that some way. Yogi is smarter than the average bear. Smarter than the average bear. And Winnie the Pooh was a stuffed animal, by the way. A lot of people don't get that. Those were Christopher Robin's toys. There wasn't even really a 100-acre wood. It was just a product of his imagination. You really gotta like look into this shit, you know. Know the lore of Pooh. I want to get that book, The Tao of Pooh. It's got to be fun, right? I'll be right back.
Under the moon I saw you, so soon you'll take me up in your arms, too late to beg you, or cancel it though I know it must be the killing time.
मैं ये करता हूँ, ये स्ट्रेट लाइन मैंने अगर कर दी, इसमें और इसमें तो में फर्क दिख रहा है? ये क्या है और ये क्या है?
You just can't just sit there punching people in the head all you want.
I lived in New York City.
Hey, YouTube, let it ride. It's promo for me. We got a vehicle taking off on us.
You got any more for that bitch? Keep your hands up.
maybe you were called for such a time as this, or I like to say for such a time as now.
ये जो है टैप हो गई मन के विचार, मन की, अब उसमें आत्मा ने इसको जोड़ दिया है, तो ये मन के विचारों की तरंगे इसको लेकर चल रही है। अब मैं इसको दोनों को डबल लाइन पे कर दूं।
Just get the Satanists. And we turn now to a developing story that we have been following.
At between like 5 a.m. and 5:45 a.m.
Why don't you guys put your wings away?
A Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy shot and killed a man this morning. They say that he was carrying a knife.
फिर दिखाई दे
Life is hard. It's even harder if you're a stupid monkey, John Wayne. Yeah, he was being stuff. I mean, yes. WB, LOL. What is WB? I don't know what that is. I do not know what is meant by WB. No response forthcoming. I guess I'll have to. Oh, welcome back. Oh, thank you. I should have get. Okay. See, that makes sense. Well, welcome back, of course. Thinking of Warner Brothers or something. Dancing Frogs. God, my mind is so warped. Do you think television is just television that really fucked us up? I watched a lot of TV when I was a kid. A lot of pop culture references. Yeah. I remember when Ren and Stimpy was on the daytime kids cartoons. Now it's like if it's played, it's on Adult Swim. And sometimes it's like it's late night because it's even too edgy for that. I used to watch that shit like after school in the 90s. And then South Park came out. All hell broke loose. Like up until that point, I don't really think that parents were paying a whole lot of attention to what we were watching on TV. It wasn't until South Park came out, they're like, holy shit, what is my kid watching? Because we were watching some pretty crazy shit before that, right? They just didn't catch on. Like one of my friends, a comedian down here in the Bay Area, Warhol Kaufman, he does a whole bit on how Nickelodeon, because Nickelodeon was big on sliming people, and so Nickelodeon gave him a bukkake fetish because he watched that as a kid. And I remember that, like that was their thing. Like they do the Kids' Choice, and they come out and they would just dump slime on people. Like it was just a thing we'd see on the regular. It was like normalized when we were kids. And there's like people with all kinds of weird sexual fetishes. Maybe it had something to do with that. I don't know. Oh shit, Spooky's translating the whole internet alphabet now. The BBL, GTG, gotta go. Alright, wait. No. We'll do a tutorial for newbies here. This is for the noobs. Yeah. Be back later. TY, thank you. And YW, you're welcome. And then come to find out, I don't know if how long the dude was around, but that dude who had the foot fetish, right? He was like, messing with all those child stars recently. It came out over the past few years or whatever. And apparently he was big. He was a bigwig over there. I don't know how long that was going on, but I was like, man, the shit that we watched on TV when I was a kid compared to like what they have now. The only thing that was kind of comparable for a while, and then they changed it, was SpongeBob. SpongeBob was pretty edgy when it came out for a little bit. Now, not so edgy, but at the time when it first came out, yeah, it had Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. We're educating the internet right now. Don't be fooled. People need to see this. This is necessary. Entirely necessary. Yeah, I got a little bit of the dad going on. I'm like, thank you for using grown-up words, you know. But honestly, it wasn't what I wanted to hear. It's never what you want to hear, especially from women. I don't tell you if they're telling you what you want to hear, then you have a problem. You have a big problem. Okay? And I'm talking to men, of course, my 100% male 35 to 44-year-old male viewers here. Talk to you later. It's TTYL. Yeah, if you're hearing what you want to hear out of a woman, you probably got like a really big problem on your hands. That's what I discovered. As you travel through the manosphere, you find that women, biological women, I was gonna say biological women. No, maybe I'm going too far there, but just back that train up. We're backing up. So women, they will say one thing, and it's people in general, but especially mostly biological women. Oh, shit, there, I did it again. I have actually, what about, have you heard of, never mind, no, British Broadcasting Corporation. Do they have an equivalent for BBW? I'm just wondering. No, it's BBW. Off limits, right? Can't do that. But what does BBW actually mean? There's so many different. It could be. It could be big, beautiful women. It could be big black women. I don't know. What I do know is that if a woman is telling you what you want to hear, and I had a woman tell me this recently, it's a bad sign. It's a bad sign that you're losing. You know, I'm telling you exactly the opposite of what you want to hear. Every time you're in an argument, you're in like some kind of conflict, hey, look at mouse. Shit. There it is. Change my camera settings here. Just trying to get it. Is that a mouse or a vole? I don't know. Kind of the same thing almost, right? Oh. Now he's up the side of the can. Eventually I'll make it into the trash. Probably die there. I can't help it. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're engaged in an argument constantly, because that means that you've still got the person's interest and attention, right? Like if there's no conflict, then you don't even really have a relationship, do you? I don't know. I don't think so. Holy crap. I like that one. Your kink is not my kink, but your kink is okay. YKIAM MKBYKIOK. I think Spooky just won the internet. Send your postal mailing address and credit card information to stupidmonkeyphilosophy@gmail.com to receive your prize now. The mouse is back. He's hungry, huh? Got a little bit of salad here. Let's see if he takes it. Here. Nope. Try to give him a piece of lettuce. Back. Or she. I don't know. It's a he. Here. Here, dummy. Do animals respond when you talk down to them? Respond positively. Trying to feed you, you fucking idiot. Oh. Just like people. I do have cheese, but it's American cheese. If I wouldn't eat it, I wouldn't feed it to a mouse either. They said it was Swiss cheese. It says Swiss on the packaging, and it is colored white, but I think it's just bleached American cheese. It tastes just like American cheese. It's disgusting. Not that I'm complaining. Not complaining about free food. I would never do that. I'm just saying. Don't call it Swiss cheese if it's just bleached American. That's dishonest. It's false advertising. I feel like the carrot's better. Here, have a carrot, fuck stick. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's really intent to get underneath that trash can for some reason. Something down there. I don't know what the fuck his problem is. Just eat the carrot. Be happy. Weirdo. Yeah, they didn't call me a creepy stalker. I mean, I was, they were like, "You're acting crazy. Why do you keep trying it?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, yeah, I was. It was a little excessive, like, kind of demanding, just a little bit, just a little bit. But I put my expectations out there like early on. I was like, hey, don't do this, like don't act in a certain way, and they act in a certain way, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck, you know? And yeah, I do have additional phone numbers. I didn't like create like a bunch. I've got my number and I've got my text now number, which I've had for a while. And I was like, okay, so try that. I don't think it's crazy. You're like, well, yeah, we're all a little crazy. We're all a little crazy. Some of us are more obsessive than others. I'm a little more obsessive than others. Like, you, Silver Wolf, you like, went missing. I'd probably, like do the same thing. Like over a period of time, I would, try to get at you through the normal channels. And I've got like, my back channels, and I try to go that way. And then eventually, like, you assume the person's dead, or they finally like tell you like, fuck off, I'm obviously ignoring you. And that was like I got the latter response, and I was like, okay, cool, good to know. I don't think it's crazy. Not say it's obsessive, but that's because I take like friendship serious. Like for the most part. For the most part. Now there's some people, I'm not going to name names, but there are people out there, if I didn't hear back from them, I didn't check in on them, I just assumed they were dead, and I'd be like, oh, thank goodness, But that's most full of people, there's not too many like that, but they are out there, I'm like, well, yeah, whatever. And I guess, I fall into that category to other people as well. Like maybe that's, that's the category that I fell into. I wouldn't actually invest, for a period of months into a relationship like that to be like, oh yeah, like, and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I didn't actually give a fuck at all. Yeah. You wouldn't find that out like 3 months later. You'd probably know within like a week of knowing me. Thanks. No, and they didn't say that I was crazy. They said I was acting crazy, to which I responded, "I'm acting crazy?" Question mark. And then and then sent screenshots of the previous conversation and how it's like, no, like I could totally defend my illogical actions here. Because I'm consistent. I'm consistently illogical sometimes. You know what I mean? There are patterns. Patterns of behavior doesn't mean that they're patterns of good behavior. I mean, if we're being honest with one another here, Mac the Human. I remember when I lost my mind. Good to see you. Have you heard? There's a cover song of that recently. Cover song. It's really good. I think that Lana Del Rey chick, she did like every pop song from like the 90s to the mid 2000s or something like that. I heard another one. She did that Bad Fish cover, and then I don't know if she did the Gnarls Barkley, did she? Anyway, people are running out of original material. I watched the Jay and Silent Bob reboot a couple days ago. I was like, oh, that's hilarious because he does the reboot successfully, shits on reboots, shits on directors putting their kids into the movie while simultaneously doing like everything. He's like poking fun of himself, and I love that he does a cameo of himself as himself being the evil Hollywood director. That's just the most fucking hilarious thing to me. Spoiler alert. Oh yeah, was I supposed to say that before I spoiled the movie? No, it was good though. It was good. If you've been living under a rock, here's the synopsis. It's better to block men than to, you know what I mean? I put the hard block on them. because, it's better to be safe than sorry. Men, we're no good. And I know the Bible will tell you that it's all the woman's fault, but Eve was probably out there, because Adam said, some shit equivalent to like, bitch, go make me a sandwich. And she was like, okay, I'll try this fruit, maybe make dude a fruit plate. Maybe he want to whoop my ass. I don't know. I could picture it going that way, because there were no rules. There were no expectations. It's like, here, this thing's yours, and gives him a woman. What's he gonna? What's he gonna do? Look at people now. You can't spoil a Jay and Silent Bob movie. True. And he gives the rundown of the explanation for Dogma, the film Dogma, towards the end there, to Harley Quinn, which is great. It's fucking amazing. See, they left because of supposedly they left because the weather out here, and then the weather gets better. And now it's pretty chill. It'll probably get bad later. Hopefully, I won't be here for that. But you never know. Otherwise, this night's gonna drag ass, and it will drag ass. I am fully ready for that. You know why? Because we are resilient. When I say we, I mean me, and you as well. You're probably very resilient. We're gonna finish our salad. I'm going out to a show tomorrow. An actual production. A play being put on by some of my friends from the Funny Farm, and directed by our program director. So he's actually directing the play, and he directed the program. Figure that shit out, right? And so they did this play the other night out in Berkeley. I guess it was very successful. So we're gonna go out to this other one, which is sold out tomorrow night. So yeah, looking forward to that. I may get involved in the next one. I'm talking to some people about it, and they're talking about making it a musical. If it's a musical, I may have something to do with that end of it. So joined by some costume just next to me still. Okay, sorry. Well, it happens. I understand. But yeah, that'll be super exciting because this is a pretty big production that they put on. So if we do a musical, say in the next year or whatever, and we do that again, that would be great exposure. Because I've always wanted to do that, like a film score or something like that. So yeah, conducting the musical number in a play, I guess that's what you'd say, right? Have to actually compose and conduct the musical number, and probably presumably perform some of it, right? I don't know if there's going to be a band or what the deal is there. But it sounds very exciting. She's not shutting up. Let her on. Let her run her mouth. Oh, it'll be great. Does she hate men? If she hates men, it's a double plus. We definitely want her in here if she wants to bash on men, because that would be great. I really need to get my testicles kicked right now. Metaphorically speaking, not really. Um, Euphemistic. It's a euphemism, man. Got these Jamaican jerk potato chips, which basically taste like somebody took like bouillon, like beef bouillon, and some chili powder and put it on my chips. I'm not complaining. It's pretty good. Oh, she doesn't hate men. Damn it. Damn it. We need man haters. Living in the manosphere, after all. It's like if you're a single white dude between the ages of 35 and 44 and you're watching this channel, you are clearly in the manosphere. You might be an incel. I don't know. You might be in a situationship. And you might be learning new words like situationship every day. I don't even know what the fuck that meant. Situationship is different from it's complicated, apparently. So I even found out that I'm the only one in my entire family who eats sushi. She let me get it. It's your birthday? Well, happy birthday. Yeah, you should get sushi on your birthday if you want sushi. That's good. I like sushi. Yeah. Interestingly enough, because I don't really eat fish, right? And I'm one of the few people in my family who doesn't eat fish, but I do eat sushi. And a lot of people in my family don't eat sushi, but they'll eat all the shrimp and crab and all that crap, which I don't like. So I don't know. I have had some of the crab meat. I think it's the imitation crab meat that I'm okay with. I don't think it's the real crab. I'm not sure. It might be one or the other. But I can't do shrimp. Can't do salmon. Can't do tuna. Tuna is an absolute no. 15 pieces. Why the fuck not? Yeah. Plus, I'm like a big fan of like wasabi, horseradish, and fresh ginger, like all that stuff. Ooh, sets the taste buds off. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, it's a little after 10 p.m. Basically chillaxing. I give it until probably midnight. By around midnight, I will actually call and push the issue to be like, I'm gonna leave, right? And see if they, but like, right, I have to get permission to leave, so I can't like demand to leave. But you're like, I think it's probably, because we already talked about it earlier. They're like, yeah, you probably get to leave. We just haven't confirmed that yet, so I'm gonna give it a little bit. If I wait till 1 a.m., that'll be like 8 hours. So maybe I should wait till 1 a.m. just to get my 8 in. Wait, is it 1 or 2? Shit, I think it's 2. Fucking yeah. Oh, yeah, so it's 2. Damn it, Jim. Oh. What's up, Sterling? It's been a while.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Can you hear me?
All right. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I hear you good. You're a little muffled.
Yeah, you are too. I'm actually using you right now. I'm in the electronics department trying out some new headphones. So that's why I hit the link. No offense. I just wanted to see if you could hear me, and I could hear you. But it does. How's it sound?
No, that's good. I can hear a lot of your background noise too. But I mean, I can hear you. They're good headphones.
All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna try another pair if you don't mind, and call you back if you don't mind. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, go for it. All right.
All right, thank you.
Hey, sound check. I'm down with that. Just hanging out, man. It's good to see Sterling. You're looking good, brother. Looking good. Sorry. Christian Carpenter kept talking baby chat. Your chat? Oh no. I must have missed some of that. So let's see. Got this sparkling water. Mango. That's the mute button. We'll pop that. I've got that and a Frappuccino right now, which yeah, see, I don't know. I like the the LaCroix, like the it's not the one that everybody else likes. It's like the least popular one. Shit, I can't remember the flavor now, but it's like one of the least popular ones. And that was the one I was drinking when I was in detox. Like I drink like several of those a day. Like this is all right. I got a couple of the mango and a couple of the pineapple of these ones. I like the mango better. I'm just not a big pineapple fan, but they're both all right. But they don't have the same like I don't know. They'll probably have like a is that how you say it? Probably. They have like a bite to them. Like, yeah. But see, I'm weird about drinking sparkling water. I like water. Like I've got like my Crystal Geyser, like by the gallon. Straight. So if I'm gonna drink like sparkling water, I also like those like the Perrier. The Perriers. Those are all right. But I already had I had a Red Bull today, which is usually I'll do Monster or I'll do Rockstar. So it's pretty rare that I do Red Bull. I got the Red Bull last night, but then I forgot it, so I ended up drinking it tonight. What was that? Discord. Some people are like, do you think that women could live without men? I'm like, no. Like, some of you think, I mean, can you artificially produce sperm? Like, don't you actually have to harvest the sperm from a man? Even if you artificially inseminate, you still have to take the biological material from an existing male, right? Like, so you would still need men, even if they were just like, basically, like sperm cows. Would that be I don't know, that's a weird thing. Sperm cows? I think that's what we need to call them now. Like, dudes who just exist to produce semen. They're sperm cows, right? Is that make sense? Am I making sense here? And yeah, you would still need like some percentage of males, and then women would still give birth to males. Like unless like we like do some mad genetic engineering. Like I don't think you can choose the sex. So you'd still have males who are just like born incidentally. Would you just kill them off like the females in China? Like just as soon as they're born, they're like, oh, it has a penis, and then kill it. Or how would you do that? Or then you would put it in the farm, and then all those males would become sperm cows, right? You have a society run entirely by women, where men live in barns. They're chained up against their will. They're not educated. They're milked for their sperm. I think that's got to be, like obviously, yeah, if you're being like milked for your genetic material, that's probably, some like, that's like slavery plus. That's worse than slavery, right? Like, it's slavery, but like on another level. I don't think there was ever a point where they're like, well, maybe, I don't know. They like literally milking slaves for their genetic material. So that could be interesting. So then what happens? What happens? You get an army of super strong bears. The women have enslaved all the men. They've taken everybody's gun rights away, right? Because that's what women would do. So there's no guns with which to fight the bears, and there's no men, or the men are like chained up, so they're hapless, right? They can't do anything about it. Like over here getting jerked off constantly, and the bear bursts in the room. It's like, you know what happens when you get caught with your dick in your hand. It's just all bad. Nothing good comes of that, especially if you get caught by a bear. Probably some clever genetic stuff that you could do to kids from female. But wouldn't that like cancel each other out? I think that can't like it's a self like the genes like in that case. What is this? Yeah, like I feel like there's some like rule where when you have like I can't think of what it is now. But, right, it's like XX, XY, and then if you have like that competing chromosome, it like kills the fucking fetus, right? Because it only works like in so many variations. I don't know. I can't probably explain that. I can't look it up right now, but yeah, it's like there's only so many variations that actually like work or are compatible, and if you get the wrong variation, they cancel each other out. It terminates, right? It just doesn't work. So I don't know. I think ultimately you need the male biological material in order to make the whole process work, unless you could make it artificially, which I don't think they've done that yet. So you'd still need dudes. Still need dudes, even if they were enslaved sperm cows. Now, would that be a better world for everybody? Possibly. I can't say it wouldn't be. I don't know. Maybe men are the root of all. That's why we've always been the silent minority. Or wait, I mean the vocal minority. Yeah, you think silent majority, vocal minority. Yeah, that's what it is. You have those two concepts juxtaposed. It's okay. It happens from time to time. So DoorDash had sent me the wrong shit. They got 2 items on my order wrong. So I get to keep the items. Of course, I was refunded for the value of those items, but that's a credit towards a future DoorDash purchase. Okay. But how did you mistake chicken for steak. And how did you mistake Triscuit for Ritz? And things like this made me think that people just aren't paying attention, or they're fucking with me, right? They're just not paying attention, or they're fucking with me. Right. If there were no men, I would have no viewers. Exactly. Very good point. I actually love Triscuits, but they hurt my teeth. They hurt my teeth badly. Got some bad teeth. But I'm okay with it. I just wonder how they could stay in business. It just keeps happening. It keeps happening. I mean, they just give me half of all my orders for free. Hold on. Something's not right here. No expiration. This has not been properly refrigerated. I think I have poison cheese. No, I'm fucking serious. There's no expiration date on it. DoorDash is fucking. Most things I left as a kid now shred the inside of my mouth. Yes. Yeah, I get I feel like, sometimes there's conditioning to it. Like, it's like calluses. Like, if you don't walk for a while, like you start to like lose the calluses on your feet. And it's kind of like the same thing. So like every time that happens, I'll go for like a marathon and just like bust the hell out of my feet. So, like they get recalloused or something like that. And so what you have to do with your mouth. So like once you start getting like the inside of your mouth gets shredded by, like good foods, then like you just like keep eating until it like bleeds and hurts a lot. And then, then like the next time it won't be so bad. I don't know. Now last night my order ran perfectly. So tonight I was like, okay, it was a little sketch. But when they got those, like both of those items wrong, I'm like, that's half my order. Like, okay. And that's, it's not like the dasher wasn't shopping for me, so that was the clerk at the store. And the clerk at the store knows me, so I wonder if they know it's me, right? Like, if they can like associate like me with my DoorDash orders, because it's like very similar to what I get if I was going into the store myself, right? Like, but if I don't have time to stop in there on the way to work, then I just order from that store. And but like, can they see your name? Do they like put those together and be like, oh, it's the same dude, same order? I don't know. Maybe. I had a DoorDash a couple weeks ago. I was the dasher, and I had an order from a customer. I was like, all right, that's interesting. So I didn't even know you could do that. Like, you don't have to put your information in there. Like, people put fake names and aliases in there all the time now and shit. That's kind of weird. But if you think about it, it makes sense. Like, because I've had, like, especially out here, I've had the same dasher come to me enough times to where they know, like, who they're picking up for, and they know it's me, obviously. And, yeah, I don't want them associating that with my name. Because, then you like take that information, maybe elsewhere, I guess. Like, oh, well, I know where the person works, I know their name, and now I know like some of their shopping preferences, I guess. Like, okay. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird. But I don't like to be paranoid about shit like that, People are gonna do weird shit, they're gonna do it anyway. Like strangers' identity, theft occurs at like random places, like a gas pump or something like that. So if they're going to get your information and use it nefariously, like there's all kinds of ways to do that. So I made a joke at work to my coworker saying, if there's a dumpster nearby, throw me in it because my feet feels like it wants to break off. Oh no. See, anytime that happens to me, like, usually I'm like, fucking do something. Like, the last time when my legs were fucked up, that was when I ended up in the ER. I'm like, if I can't fucking walk to the bathroom, like, I'm going to the hospital. Like, fuck you guys. Like, do something. Like, because I don't normally ask for drugs, but I was like, hey, you can give me some drugs? That would, because, yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I'm in that much pain, I'm just like, there's got to be something more going on. There's got to be something more going on here. Because, like, I know how hard I have exerted myself in the past and not had to deal with, like, that type of, like, physical pain, like, that much pain. So if I'm having that going on, like, I'm thinking there's something else. Like, it's not just that I overexerted or I lifted too much or something like that, right? But of course, they can never find an explanation, like, once you've done that. Because in some cases, it might be, like, actual, like, nerve damage, like, nerve-related stuff.
Hey,
what's
how's
up,
it
Mikey?
going, Kevin? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. And how are you, Miss Silverwolf? Happy birthday! Happy birthday to Silver. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, hi, honey. How you doing? How you doing, Kevin? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just trying to see if I'm getting out of work or, staying put, I guess, for the night, because there's nothing going on here. So I have to get permission to vacate the premises. So that's what I'm waiting for right now.
So you're waiting for that. Okay, cool. I'm sorry I didn't come in earlier. I was talking some important business with Raquel SSG 2211. I just came from her stream, her live stream. So fan shenanigans number 40. So this is a Raquel raid. Woohoo! Raquel and Moira raid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Also,
So
link me to the.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I said you'll have to link me to that channel.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, I mean, it's obviously it's over now, but yeah, I can link you to Raquel's main channel. I'll put it in the private chat, before we're done, and
Awesome.
I'll have you link it up to her channel. Yeah, sure. Yeah, she's growing the channel. Yeah, she's growing the channel just like you are, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. What were you guys chatting about tonight?
Well, we just talked about things that are going on as far as movies. The only one that looks even future movies, the only one that looks even half respectable is a couple of them. There's one called Invisible Friend. That looks like a good movie, a good horror film that Suzanne and I want to see. Then there's Deadpool and Wolverine, which is coming out in July. July 25th, I believe, is the premiere. And then in the fall, there's supposed to be a Lord of the Rings side story dealing with the King of Rohan. And I don't know if Peter Jackson is still the executive producer on it. I'm assuming he is. And I think he's got another director that's working on the movie. But that's supposed to come out sometime in the fall of this year. Probably around, what did Raquel tell me? Probably around October or November of 2024. So something to look forward to. Yeah, just a couple films this year. So.
All right. I want to say ahoy to Bond in the side chat.
And have you seen the Monkey Man movie yet? Have you seen Monkey Man?
Monkey Man? No, I haven't. Is it good?
I haven't seen it either. I was so excited from the trailers. Yeah, it's been out for like over a month now.
Well,
yeah, that's
I
the next
heard
movie I
that.
want to.
Yeah, I heard the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes wasn't that good, so I think the Suzanne and I are just gonna wait till it comes out on DVD or something, and then watch it then because we've seen the other ones. The last good one we had was when it had Woody Harrelson in it, and they were fighting in the mountains and everything, and Harrelson was leading the group against the apes, and so that was it. That was the last good, like ape movie we saw. So,
well, Monkey Man is not. It's not affiliated with Planet of the Apes, but so it's a story, I guess, about a guy who, from what it's hard to tell from the trailer, but from what I gathered, the guy's family gets killed by like this like really powerful guy who's like a I don't know if he's a crime boss or whatever. So this guy he becomes a prize fighter, and he goes and trains under this guru, and he gets a monkey skin mask that he fights in. So he's a fighter, he's like fighting to take down this guy who killed his family. But he does it all in this monkey mask. So that's what the movie's about. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, why they call it Monkey Man. Yeah, I've seen the trailer for it. It looks pretty good. Gaming says I so badly want to do a movie night in Discord because there's some movies I want to watch. I agree, Silver. Absolutely. Silver and I, we were talking. This was a couple days ago when she was still in the hotel room she was in before she made her move. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you, Silver. Did you were able to move in with your friend for a couple weeks? Until you get your new place, yeah. I'm guessing she did. Anyway, I'm worried about her. So yeah.
Yeah, she told me that earlier. She's staying there now. Oh no, different friend? Okay,
different situation. Okay.
Then I know who she's with, but I don't know who you were talking about.
Yeah. Okay, Silver. Sorry. But are you in a good place right now? I'm with my grandmother. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Okay. Well, we care and we love you, Silver. We care about what happens to you. So as long as you're with your grandma, that's totally cool. Until you get to a new place. So sure, that'll work. Hey, I had to live with my grandparents for a few days too, when I was, when my parents were alive. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I was the last to stay in my grandmother's house while she was still sane. Like before she completely lost her marbles and went to the old folks' home, I was staying there.
Yeah.
I remember her like coming into my, like she was like, it was like one of the last lucid conversations she had was like, because me and my ex at the time we were acting bad, so she was like, I don't want you doing none of that naughty, that shit in my house, Okay, Grandma,
So basically, it was one of the last feasible conversations you had, right?
Yeah. After that, she always thought I was my little brother.
Well, that's what Gaming's saying. She said, "Yeah, I swear, mine is going senile." LOL. My God. Well, that's not a good thing, there, Silver. You don't want her to go mental. Come on, help her out a little bit. Oh man. Yeah.
Do you think men are
I know it's not. Well, I know you've seen it, and I've seen it with an uncle or two. When they start to go mental, they start to have the problem with Alzheimer's, and recently I can say even one of my friends ended up going into full, Alzheimer's. So it's not pleasant at all. And I would never I, honest to God, would never wish Alzheimer's on anyone, even my worstest enemies. I would never want to do that because it's prevalent, it exists, and it's terrible, and it's just wrong. Yeah.
Well,
She
it's like
says,
at
I have
some
no
point,
idea.
like
Right.
it's like really messed up because like people who come down with Alzheimer's at first they're really confused, but at some point they have no idea what the hell's going on, and for them that must be amazing. Like for everybody around them, it sucks, right? But it must be great to be completely oblivious, have no idea what's going on, and just not care. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
Oh,
just
absolutely.
from day to day. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's what she just told you. She said she's the one I was talking about earlier, Ape, when I said she won't shut up. Laughing my ass off.
Yeah,
Laughing my fucking ass off.
I got grandma conflated with somebody else, so now I'm all caught up because we were talking about another person as well. But yeah, anyway, I get it now.
Yeah, right. We all understand. It would be the worst thing to happen to me. I told my wife Suzanne. I said, "Look, honey," I said, if God forbid, if I ever get into a situation where my mind is going and it's going away, excuse me, and if I was having problems keeping my mental faculties about me, I would tell them to put me down like a horse. Just put me away,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
My standard is like, can I wipe my own ass? Like, if I can't wipe my own ass, just put me down. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, whether it's physical or mental,
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. If I can't do something for myself, I just told her, look, if I'm hooked up to anything, pull the cord, just end it, please. Just let me go in peace. Be there for me, but let me go in peace because I don't want to know anymore. I just if I'm not thinking for myself, if I can't, if I don't have when God is ready to take me, I want my mental wits about me completely. I've only seen two of my relatives who died that didn't know where they were, right? Didn't know what was going on. They knew of God, and they were ready to leave, to die. But other than that, they didn't know anything else. They didn't know the people around them, who they were. They didn't know how they ended up in that situation, and it's not pleasant. Like I said, it's the worst possible feeling in the world, not knowing who you are, where you are, who the people around you are, they care for you, and you're just laying in a hospital bed and you're just like gone. Your whole mental thing is gone. And I've seen it happen to two uncles. I saw it happen to a friend of my parents. It is the worst feeling in the world. Truly is. And I told Suzanne, look, please, if I end up this way, do not let me live. I don't want to be alive if I can't think and have my wits about me when I go. I want to be fully competent when I'm ready to be taken by God into his heavenly kingdom. And until that happens, I want to be fully mentally awake. I want to be witty. I want to be, uh, you know, know what I'm saying, know what I'm doing, know what I'm thinking. Just everything to be there. That's exactly what I want. Silverwolf says, "Oh, I mean, with who I would come up just for people to understand her." Yeah, which is
So,
fine because people need
but
to
you don't think
understand that
that
there are people out there that require that help. If something can jog their memory, then by all means, yeah, help them. Do the
you
best
don't
you
think
can.
that when you die that you're like renewed, right? Because you're reborn into your spiritual body, right? So you wouldn't have the imperfections like something like Alzheimer's you wouldn't have it anymore, right?
Yeah,
Once you
right.
die.
Exactly. Not my grandmother, Mikey. Okay. Okay. All right, Silver. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend you or anything, Silver.
No.
You know what? I like to think that Silver is our sister. What do you think, Kevin?
Silver's our sister.
She's our younger
My
sister. I like to think so. I like to think she is.
I mean, like, we're all brothers and sisters in like the like humanistic sense, or
Yeah, in the
I mean,
humanistic. Yeah, in the humanistic sense.
yeah,
Well, and of course, Yumi and Silver are all a part of our YouTube community, our outreach. With our family, we consider them not just our community members, but our family too. They're like family members to us. They're people we give a shit about. So it's
yeah,
that's important to me, is to know that I have brothers like you, Kevin, and a sister like Silver. I know her real name, but I don't want to say it out on here. It's she
yeah.
wants to keep that private, and I'm private with that, so I'm fine with that. But she knows what I'm talking about. So yeah,
I agree. I guess I'm in that place where I'm, like always evaluating. I'm like, okay, is this like a strictly like brother sister type of thing, right? Because whatever. There's like different dynamics that go on there. And I'm like a single ape, so I'm always like, yeah, well, maybe.
Well, you know what, I've always until I met Suzanne, I'd gone through 2 previous bad marriages and a few failed relationships. I always felt like it was necessary to uh, change my whole outlook and be more understanding, more to embrace platonic friendships a lot more than just having sex or other things like that. Uh, I was being more like that, and luckily I ran into Suzanne, who had the same feelings I did, and we got closer together. And well, history.
Yeah,
The rest
it's
is
like,
history.
and if you have that person, I mean, I've been in that situation where I had that person that I was with at the time, and I was not interested in anyone else in the world, right? Like, or at least not more so than I was with them. You know what I mean? So, like, I've been there. I can understand that.
Now, when Silver said, and no comment on the sister thing, I didn't offend her, did I?
No. That's why I was just saying, there's just different dynamics between people. It's like, okay, we got the.
Yeah, no, I love Silver because platonically, because she is like a sister to me. And you're a brother to me, and I love you like a brother, and it's like extended family to me. And she says, "No, you didn't." I consider you both a brother and a sister to me, and I love you both platonically. You know that, and I care. We care. Suzanne and I both care. So,
Well, I love you too,
we
Mike.
just hope
I
that you
appreciate
guys.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope that you guys, and especially everyone that's in the chat too, we hope that you all are able to lead safe lives. Be careful out there because it's a dangerous place, and don't forget, if you ever get a chance to be close to your family, please do so. Give them a call, send them a snail mail, send them an email, do anything you possibly can, because you never know the day and the hour and the minute. The minute, the day, the hour that God's going to take you home, and you don't know. And, by evidence of, me and Suzanne both losing 20 people last year, we lost another 4 people this year so far. Yeah, we're trying to become more aware, of our friends and, the few friends we still have and the family we still have, and try to, keep track of them and hope that everything's well with them. Always pray that they're
Now,
okay.
like, to be fair, like for me, like the last 3 people that died in my life, like it was kind of predictable. Like I knew they were all, like one was cirrhosis of the liver. We knew he was an alcoholic for years, right? No surprise there. Right. The other one ended up dying of a fentanyl overdose, which was more just troubling because like I knew that he was using and I was trying to get him off of it. So but again, like that was kind of predictable.
Yeah.
And then my aunt, when she passed away, I knew she had been, living a certain lifestyle for years, and I was
Right.
terrified that this was going to happen. It was just the way that it happened that was kind of shocking, because it wasn't necessarily drug related, but what it was as a result of, living a drug fueled lifestyle,
Sure. Right. So it wasn't unexpected. I have to say that the amount of time, well, this was my brother-in-law's mom that passed away just less than a month or so ago. We all knew how she felt because she had lost her husband previously, but just for a while she was still around and tried to help the rest of the family get along with their lives, and try to be a beacon of hope, still for her three sons, that including my brother-in-law. But when she passed away, the whole family just got torn apart, because now not only dad's gone, but now mom's gone. And you should never lose your parents before your kids, right? That's what most people say, which is unfortunate. And, it's not, like I said, it's not just happened to my brother in law, but it happened to my best friend who I'd known since third grade, Cheryl. She lost her mother and lost it. My best friend Frank, who I knew in high school and grade school. Before that, lost his mom. I didn't even know till last minute, and I was broken up about that because she was a good friend to my mom, and she's gone. And then we just found out. Excuse me. We just found out about a few weeks ago. One of my best friends, who I knew in high school, her mother finally passed away just out of the blue, and that was a big shock. And my parents had only seen this person less than 2 weeks before she passed, and she was in good health. They thought she was fine, everything was okay, and now she's gone, and yeah, it's been tough. I mean, I told my parents, and they were in complete shock. So next month, they're going to go, instead of a birthday celebration for her, they're going to go for a memorial celebration for her. So I mean, it's just the whole, people dying right and left. And every day, I you know what I should do? I should just avoid reading the news, breaking news things that pop up on my computer, on my brand new one here. Every morning when I come online, I see more people dying right and left. Today I just saw 4 people that died literally in less than 28 hours or 48 hours. 4 people,
Well,
prominent
people
that all
for
passed
sure
away.
die every day.
And just crazy. Just crazy.
People do for sure die every day. I think what I was thinking though was like it's less shocking, if it's a parent or a grandparent as opposed to like one of your peers or your children. You know what I mean? Like the older you get, of course, like more of your peers are going to be dying too, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it's like there's people that you kind of expect their time is coming. It's always those unexpected ones that really, kind of hit home for me.
And that's right, and that's really what it was about last year. Is I would say out of the 20 people we lost, 10 of those were completely unexpected. Didn't even anticipate they were going to pass away, and then they just did, like out of the blue. We had no clue. Yeah. And gaming, yes, says like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, I'm glad you do, sweetie. If I could right now, I would come down there to you in Boston, give you a big, huge hug. But just, I know you'll be happy with a virtual hug, but that's what I give you right now. A biggest, huge hug. And I would do the same for you, Kevin, too. Give me a big, huge hug. And we'd go out and, with Suzanne and whoever else you want to bring along, we could go and have a foursome at a nice restaurant and, hang out and, go see a view of the bridge from Fort Point. That's always fun. Or Presidio or whatever. So, that's what I do with you, Missy Maud, hey, how you doing?
Bud, good to see you.
We
Yeah,
do.
that'd be great, actually. Like, and I need to do some traveling. I would actually love to get together if I'm able to make it out that way sometime.
Oh, of course. Oh yeah, thumbnail
Yeah.
always gets me. Let me ask you,
Evil.
Kevin, have you ever been to Angel Island?
No,
You never have? Oh
no, I
man,
haven't.
you don't know what you're missing. You should go check out Angel Island. They do have a ferry that goes over there. Same kind of ferry service that takes you to Alcatraz. They do have a ferry service that'll take you right across the bay over to Angel Island. It's beautiful. Yeah. Good things to see there. Missy Maud, that's
I just
good.
want to.
Yeah, how are you guys? Good to see you. What's up, Missy Maud? Spooky Bed Hair. Hey, Spooky Bed Hair. Good to see you. Likewise. Hey, Spooky. Good to see you, Missy. Yeah. Yeah, Angel Island. Yeah, I
Trapped
love
in
it.
California,
I was
so
there
I
a
just
couple
want to
times.
get.
Yeah. I hope it's not in restricted area now. When the time I went when I was a kid, it was just, I
Yeah,
was there
some
with
spots are like even here in the
my
headlands, like people come through are frequently confused because a lot of spots are closed off. You can't drive through anymore, or
Yeah.
it's they've devoted a lot of the roadways to bicycles. So it's just like driving around the city. Just there's a lot of like rerouting and stuff like that. It's just more geared towards pedestrian traffic and bicyclists. It's a lot more like European, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I'm sure it's different than experience I had there, and I've also traveled on the. I've done some of that hiking. On the other side of the bridge. Before you hit the tunnel. Oh, excuse me, the Robin Williams tunnel. Before you hit that, the side. You turn off there, and you can walk on the trails down to the
That's
water
right where
side.
I'm at.
People on the other side of the bridge.
That's
The
right where
hiking
I'm at.
trails.
That's exactly the spot I'm talking about. Yep, that's where I am right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like that down there. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you're right there, sir. Yes. Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I love that at night. Hi, Mikey. Hey, Spooky. Yeah, it's good to see you. Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. Kevin, how did? Oh, hey, Dog Man. Oh, never mind. Okay.
It's a
Um,
dog one.
how did the city get to the point where they start advertising on Google Maps where poop piles are and stuff? Is there a real issue with homeless there?
Well, there's definitely an issue with the homeless. I don't know if it's worse than other places in California. There's just more tourists, and there is poop map, but they have a poop map not just for San Francisco. They have one for Sacramento as well.
Yeah.
They have started putting in more like outhouses around the city. They have free public toilets. Um, it's just an issue with overcrowding.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sometimes
Well,
you come across poop
that's
on the street, but it's
right.
not
Well,
nearly as bad as people paint it out to be. Like people who aren't
yeah.
from California who make those memes, they don't really understand. It's really just like fear mongering. It's
Right. I
I
knew.
find it
Yeah.
not because they're like, spreading hate information about what's going on,
No.
really making it
No.
more difficult for people who are unhomed.
Right. Yeah, I knew. I knew it wasn't a huge issue. I don't like it when I won't say what the name of the friend I know, but sometimes he calls it San Francisco, and I'm like, dude, that's not nice. That's derogatory. I said, dude, that's where I was born. I mean, why do you have to deride my city. I mean, it's not perfect. I understand, but there are reasons for everything, and they're working to resolve that issue if it's an issue. I don't think it is. I honestly think it's just a whole bunch of made up fake news and trying to cut back the amount of tourists that overflow the city every year, and the amount of people that live there. Right, the population is definitely overpopulated. There's a lot of diversity there. Obviously, we have the same problem here in Toronto. In the outlying areas, we're starting to get here in Canada. We're starting to get more people coming in every day. Immigrants, from all walks of life. From all different countries. That's not unusual. I mean, that's what happens. It's not unusual to be. Oh, sorry. I do that when I say that word. Tom Jones, baby. Yeah, no, it just
What
no, I
I
mean
find
it's just
crazy
that's
is
what's
the amount
happening.
of
It's not just like I said, it's not just there, it's not just here. It is everywhere. Every city's getting overrun, by foreigners. Uh, it's not about the white people anymore. It's about the foreigners now. They're the ones that are overrunning the cities. So if you want to blame anybody, blame them. But I wouldn't, because they actually add to the tourist part of the city. So yeah.
yeah, and go look around at some of those homeless drug addicts. You're gonna have an equally, if not more, white people. It's like it's an equal representation around who's
Oh,
unfortunate or
I
whatever,
agree.
right?
Well, when I
But
went
what
through
what, what
there,
I find most amazing
I'll
is
tell you
the
this
amount
much.
of
I'm sorry,
wealth.
Kevin. Go ahead.
What I find most amazing is the amount of wealth that is concentrated there. How much it costs just to rent like a studio in the city is
It's
crazy. You
crazy.
could
Yeah.
you could get like a 5 bedroom luxury home in any other city, and you'd be renting a shack in San Francisco for the same
A
price.
shout. Yes, for the same price. I agree. When we left, I told you when Suzanne and I left Arizona permanently, we were living in an apartment for less than $900 a month. We had affordable electricity, water, sewer, trash, all the extras we paid for, but it was all affordable. And then all of a sudden, they decided to raise the rent, and not only raise it, but they doubled it. So with everything else included, it would come to almost $2,000. We figured it out. It would come to almost $2,000 a month, and the only thing we're living on is disability and my two jobs. And if I were to fall and collapse all of a sudden and have a heart attack, or something would happen to me, or if Suzanne dies, if something happens to her, then what happens to the income? And when they raised the rent, they told us you need to have at least four sources of income to remain here, to stay with us. I said, that's bullshit. I don't have four sources of income. We're barely living on what you're charging us a month for a 1 bedroom apartment. By the way, with a fireplace, which I didn't even need, but the only reason I took it was because it would make the cost of the apartment cheaper. So here I have a damn fireplace, and I also had at least a washer and dryer in there, so I didn't have to pay for that. On the side, I could do my own, laundry inside my apartment, and no worries. But when they decided they're going to raise rent and everything else to almost $2,000 a month on our three incomes, and then we had to get a fourth one, and I said no thanks. I said we had to step away. And luckily, by the grace of God, Suzanne had this apartment here where we pay less than $150 a month, and water, sewage, and electricity and internet. Well, internet's not thrown in because we have to pay for that, but that's separate. But and our phone is separate. But other than that, everything else is taken care of, and it's so much less expensive. Yes, it's in a studio apartment, And yes, we live like 13 floors up in a 17-floor story building, but we're at least on the outskirts of downtown Toronto, which is Scarborough. We're not that far from bus service, so we can take the TTC, which is the Toronto Transit Commission, buses and subways, and we can still get around. It's not an issue. So that's why the move that we did definitely was more beneficial in the end. Otherwise, if I had lived back there, I would have been dead. I know it. Stress would have killed me. So,
Yeah.
Like I said, I just told this too. I'm thankful to God that Suzanne and I were able to move back here, be together in Canada, and be safe, and not have to worry about anything. So, yeah, Bond even says city life ain't for him. I totally agree, man. You should go in like outskirts and try to find a nice, decent place to live away from the city. It's a lot better to be in the country. It truly is.
I think a lot of those standards are up to the individual renters, right? So now what they'll say a lot of times is they want you to make three times the income of your monthly rent, right? And usually your rent is, so like for me, my rent is nearly, it's over a third of my monthly income, right? So I wouldn't be able to say that I make three times that.
Right.
It's like in the situation I'm in, I rent a room for $800 a month. Now I could get a 1-bedroom apartment for like $1,600 a month, maybe $1,200 to $1,600 a month, somewhere in there. So it would be less than twice what I'm paying now. But the problem is, to get into that apartment, I would have to be able to make first and last month's rent. So I would have to be able to provide, essentially, 2/3 of my monthly income just to get into the place.
Right, and
right?
you would have to work, and you would have to work more than one job, obviously, right? You have to work like 2 or more jobs.
Well, yeah, I work 2 jobs now. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So you'd probably have to work at least more than 2 jobs, probably 3 or more, at least. And we're just human beings. We're not meant to work more than 2 jobs at a time. People don't understand that. They think we're freaking robots, and they think that we can, oh yeah, I can work this one job at the morning, one job mid-afternoon, one in the evening, or one job overnight. And oh yeah, I can make all that income. No, I mean, we're human beings. The most I ever worked in my entire life was 2 jobs. And every time I came home from my second job, I was burned out. Every single time I was stressed, I was burned out, I was failing physically, mentally, and even spiritually. I was a wreck. And Suzanne just dragged me away from all that and said, look, my love, I can take care of you. I can love you. I can be with you. And we don't have to work anymore when you come up to be here with me in Canada. And she kept to her word, and everything was true. Like, retirement age here right now is 55. I turned 59 this September. So I am fully retired. Right now, I can qualify for benefits. You have to wait a little bit, but I can. And that's what I plan on doing, is getting benefits so that I can help not only me, but also help Suzanne as well, and help us both. That's what I plan on doing.
Do you have to wait because of your citizenship status?
Yeah, that's true. Yes. My citizenship status. Well, I've already passed my citizenship status. When I moved here in 2017, they basically told me you got to wait 3 years before you even think about applying for any kind of citizenship. So I said, okay. So I waited. Well, unfortunately, the big pandemic thing hit down. And the next thing I know, I had to wait even longer because they were closing government offices. I couldn't just walk in the door, you know what I'm saying, and say, "Oh, by the way, I want to get my, my Canadian non-driver's license because I don't feel like I need to drive anywhere anymore since I can get around with transit. And then also, by the way, I need to get my Canadian passport. Well, I can't get that except online, and there's a cost." For both of our passports, we had to pay over $240 to get them. And we live on it. And as it is, we live on a limited budget each month. So that's difficult. I mean, I don't think my parents understand, or maybe they do, but just don't want to understand. But that's, that's what we face every month, is making sure we have our internet, making sure we have a phone, a working phone, and we have to make sure we have, meals and drinks in this apartment building, in this apartment. And like I said, it's for this apartment is meant for a single person. It's just meant for a bachelor or a bachelorette. And we share it. We have a big enough bed. Suzanne and I share it. We have 2 cats on top of that who are our daughters. Our feline support pets. They can get into any hotel, motel, bed and breakfast, anything for free that supports pets and, is pet friendly. And we get in for a discount because we're both seniors. So it's a great life, man. It really is for us. But it is difficult. I'm not going to lie. So.
Yeah. And I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but it does seem like, as I get older, and what I observe in other people, that like the more time you as you go through life, it seems like relationships become more like mutually beneficial, right? Like I'm always, big on trying to rekindle that kind of youthful romantic spark, but realistically, it's like what's like advantageous for both of us as we're getting older, and we can,
Absolutely. And I could probably say to an extent that Silver is probably happy, even though she is with her grandma, and maybe her grandmother kind of drives her nuts a little bit with her mind, whatever. I also have to think that Silver's happy, at least that she has a roof over her head, that she has a job, that she's happy, that she's able to provide for herself if she had to, that she could survive. And at the same time, she's happy at least to have somebody to talk to, rather than, not just the people at work, which maybe they're all boring and stupid or whatever, but the fact that she's able to still be with her grandma, that means a lot, because I lost all my grandparents. They're gone. Suzanne, same situation.
I meant when you're like
aunts or uncles. I think we just have like one main aunt and one main uncle left, pretty much. So
I meant as far as like when you're like what you seek in a partner, like as that changes as you progress through life, right? That's kind of what more I was going for, like in a romantic partner.
Yeah. Jamie. She said sorry that when she stepped away before from her phone for a few. Yeah, it'd be awesome if we all were able to meet up in person. Absolutely. I'd say, Silver, I would take you from, Boston and have you come to California, and I would take Suzanne with me, and the 4 of us could all meet up in San Francisco and hang out for a couple days, walk around the city, go down by Pier 39, and see all the sights and the seals. And if we wanted, we could go take the ferry over to Alcatraz, go to the top of Nob Hill, maybe ride the cable car all the way down. There's a lot to do in that city. I'm surprised people are so negative about it. And I'm like, what do you mean? There's a lot to do in San Francisco. It's not a bad city.
Yeah. Like,
just the amount of people that live there.
Like when I've gone there for work, there's a site that we work. When we go out there, basically we get paid for the full shift. But basically, I get a free ride out there. I work on the way out, and then once we get to the city, it's involving the San Francisco Giants. So while the Giants game is going on, you basically just do whatever you want. And I just go, walking around the city, checking out the restaurants, and it's great. Like you can just entertain yourself for hours. I mean, just doing whatever.
And and Bond, it's good to see you. Spooky was saying all Americans and Canadians are foreigners. Yeah, it depends on where you are, but if you're in the States, we're considered foreigners for sure. Yep, foreigners to native Texans. But don't forget, you have Mexicans that are coming up from the border too, man. They're all foreigners. I mean, every one of them's trying to look for a place to live and be able to eat and sleep and and have a roof over their head and and then eventually die. But they want to die in a free country. They don't want to die in a place that's run by Mexican drug cartels. So I can understand where the immigrants come from. I can truly understand where they all come from. It's looking for a better life. That's what they do. It's in their blood. It's instinct.
Are like this artificial
Yeah,
means of
oh yeah, I'm sorry, Kevin. Yeah, 4 sources of income bond. Yeah, that's what we would have faced. So, yeah, city life ain't for me. Nope, totally agree with you. Yeah, I love where we live right now. We're in the suburbs. We're near gardens. We're close to Lake Ontario. Yeah, it's not the greatest place in all the city. Some people would probably say we live in a bad area, but I'm happy. I'm happy where we are. There's troubles, there's problems that happen every day, but as long as Suzanne and I have each other and our cats, we're fine. Yeah, we're not worried.
Do you get a lot of Latino immigrants in Canada?
What was that, Kev?
Do you get a lot of Latina immigrants up there?
I heard you say something, but I didn't catch it. Oh, well, Bond.
I was wondering if the southern border is an issue in Canada, because I've heard that from some people. So Mexican, South American immigrants.
Right, Mexicans, yeah. Though I don't think you're supposed to call them that anymore. I do call some of them that because I knew friends from Mexico, but they came up for legitimately, to find a better life, and then they become Hispanics. So really, they're more Hispanic than Mexican. They're initially Mexican, but when they move into the United States, then they officially should be considered as Hispanics and and if they are legitimately looking for a better life to lead, then that's what they should be known as people that are doing that. And most of them are, but some others are looking for welfare, and that's the only way they feel they can survive. Is on welfare.
The distinction is actually between Hispanic and Latino, right? That's the actual. So a Mexican can be either Hispanic or Latino. That's the confusion.
Right.
So they have different backgrounds.
Oh, right. It's just like I said, to me, it depends on where they're from. Like the friends I knew lived in northern Mexico, like right near the border of Mexico and say like Arizona or California or even part of Texas. But then when you're more central, I guess then you're not really considered Mexican. Maybe you are because you're established in the city. You're more Hispanic Mexican, or because when you move to America, you're first known as Mexican American, and then when you've been in there for a while, like I said, then you become a Hispanic. But then there's people from Latin America, that eventually become Latinos or Latino American. Then you have those that come from Puerto Rico, which actually is a provinciality. It's not really like a state, but it's it doesn't pay any taxes or anything. Hi, William Friedman. Drizzle, drizzle. So it must be rainy. But yeah, I mean, say people from Cuba, Puerto Rico. So the Puerto Rican, Cuban, because that's their own countries, their own province is what I said about Puerto Rico is, and they don't pay any taxes there, And some people want to make it the 51st state of the union. Well, that's never going to happen. Not as long as you don't have to pay taxes. It's that's one main reason they usually will stay away from any talks about being a part of the United States. They just want to remain their own individual place. So. But even then suffer, even some of them suffered there and they have to move and, to America. And, well, that's what they do. They move to the East Coast and so I need a job, and all this other stuff. So, interviewing eunuchs about manhood. Okay.
I, yeah, and we're getting into the soft guy era, from what I hear. So
yeah. Big Love, Bond, and Monkey, and Silverwolf. I'm at work. Oh, well. I'm sorry you're at work, William. William Friedman. I wouldn't be able to be nice anyway. Oh, how do you know, Bill? Come on.
Did you really try?
Are you still waiting for permission, Trustee, to leave?
Did I what?
Are you still waiting for permission to leave?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm waiting for a certain time, and then I'm going to make a call because I already know, yeah, pretty much what's going to happen. I'm going to have to make a call and get confirmation of the or nay. So.
Well, because you're a security guard, right? So then you're just waiting for your replacement, right?
No, there's no replacement. That's the question. Is that do I leave and lock up? Because it's not looking like they're coming in tomorrow either. So.
Oh, okay.
In that case, we just secure the site for the weekend.
Secure the site,
where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so now you're just waiting to see if they want you to secure it or just say, yeah, we might have something going, so we'll just wait till he comes in or she comes in or whoever, and then you can go. So, yeah.
No, yeah, that wouldn't be till that's a good 6 hours away or more, 7 hours away ish.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Spooky said, hey, William, the recording artist, I particularly enjoyed Hurt and the Beatles cover.
So yes, William wrote an original song earlier called Scars. It's fucking amazing. I presume that's the original song, I think.
Scars? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know Scars, but oh, wow, okay. Well, you know what?
That one really got me. I had to listen to it a couple times.
Sure. Well, you do know that the song Hurt that he's talking about originally came from Trent Reznor of 9 Inch Nails, and then they loaned it to Johnny Cash before he died, and he actually made it a hit by singing it, but it originally came from 9 Inch Nails. And then the Beatles just did a brand new song not too long ago, but it was a song that was discovered in John Lennon's vault, songs, recordings he made but never finished. And Peter Jackson was able to, the same Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, he was able to do this new technology where he was able to separate the voices from each of the Beatles, then gel them back together in a respectable and more advanced sound mastery of their song, along with John Lennon. So, they put out a few recordings now that seemed lost at one time, but now they've been rediscovered and rebuilt, and they're awesome. It's almost like the Beatles have a brand new career again. And if you realize there's only 2 of them left, and maybe only one, if you believe the theory that the real Paul McCartney is you only have one, guy left, that would be Ringo Starr. Oh, excuse me, Sir Ringo, because he was knighted. Well, then you only have that one person left in the Beatles, but but they're putting out all this new stuff.
The Survivor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got that. So it's George. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was George. Anyway.
Well, no. What happened is that the rumor still is prevalent. It's out there. What happened was in November 1966, Paul McCartney himself was in a car accident. He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the light had changed. 1,000 people stood and stared. They'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the House of Lords. They basically just told you in a day in the life his death. They just told you how he died. Like, basically said it. And why would people, and I'm just saying, why would a world famous band like the Beatles come right out and talk about a guy who died in a car accident and not cover it up? That's the whole thing. It got me thinking, and of course my wife was thinking the same thing. So I was like, okay, well, there could have been anybody that could have replaced Paul, because if women around the world found out it wasn't really him, or had found out it really was him that died, there would have been mass suicides. Women all over the place would have killed themselves, walked off bridges, done all sorts of things, because the one Beatle they looked up to is dead. So somebody somewhere had to come up with an idea. Oh, wait a second, maybe there's a few people that can actually sing better than Paul. So they come up with a duplicate. Well, there's a few people out there that look like him and can sing like him, probably even better than he can. And according to the rumors, they've already gone through 2 of those people, and they're on a 3rd person right now. So, and the thing is, John Lennon knew about it, but then you had a guy who comes out of nowhere and shoots him in 1980. And then, 21 years later in 2001, you have a guy who has a botched burglary. Oh, but by the way, he shoots Sir George Harrison in his house and leaves his wife untouched. Yeah, no, there's way too much coincidence there to be ignored. Yeah.
But you could just say that they were fulfilling the prophecies that the Beatles themselves were the prophets, right? Like they were just fulfilling what was written in the material.
Right. Well, I'm kind of questioning my spooky to ask me, have you heard the Beatles album from an alternative reality? No, I haven't heard it from an alternative reality. I've heard it to an extent. Well, how would one know spooky? Yeah. I've heard it to an extent where I know it's been auto-tuned, it's been remastered, which I guess is not a bad thing because it's the Beatles, right? And you want to believe at least 2 people are alive still, Ringo and Paul. But if Paul is not, and you've had him replaced for years and nobody wanted to say anything, and at one point Ringo did, but then he shut the hell up and said, no, I'm not going to say anymore. But then John Lennon kept hinting at it, in songs later on, where he said, oh, yeah, he's dead, and I want people to know. And then he gets assassinated. And then, of course, it was like 3 years before George Harrison passed away in that botched robbery attempt. And that was in 1998. And he actually came on to a person's interview. They recorded it. It's there. It's available on YouTube. And he basically said, that's not Paul. He's been dead for 32 years. We know who he is. We've been friends with him, and he's been singing for our band ever since then, and and so on. So, and then of course 3 years later, George is dead. So I
don't know if it's like the Mandela effect thing, but I distinctly remember being a kid in the 90s that somebody released a compilation of like Beatles tracks, but it was just the 4 of them arguing in the studio and like cussing each other out, just like crazy shit, like the band drama, right? And then that completely disappeared. You can't find it. You remember that?
I do. I remember, back in the early 90s, the anthology album, where they arguing, they were doing all sorts of stuff. When they put out those 2 songs that they found, Free as a Bird and Real Love, those were supposed to be songs that John Lennon himself had locked away. And in order to make easy money, a lot of people think that Yoko Ono found them and said, hey, boys, you guys want to do these songs and redo them and make some extra money? Maybe because your residual checks, from your royalties as Beatles are maybe not all coming in at the same time. And I'm just thinking maybe that's why they decided to put out those two songs that I just mentioned back in the early 90s as a brand new Beatles song, and to make them prevalent in the 90s, and now, I mean, it's been like, oh my gosh, it's been like 30 years, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, here comes Peter Jackson with a brand new song from the Beatles. But it's a remade song that, John Lennon himself sang, but by himself. And now with new technology and brand new auto tuning mechanisms, I'm able to make this song appear like it was written yesterday and that all four Beatles did it. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound grandiose when I was saying that, but that's actually how it feels. Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about Nirvana is they released a Best of the Box, right? Which was like actually they just transferred like tape masters into digital and just re-released those. So like you got like the boombox version of Smells Like Teen Spirit when it was just a demo,
Yes. Yes. Yes, someone came back from there with a copy. Well, I watched the documentary on YouTube about it, how Peter Jackson was able to bring all of the components together and make the brand new song they did. You know, and I was like, yeah, that's interesting. Um, yeah, it was a 15-minute. I think it was like a 15 to 20-minute documentary. 25 minutes. That's it. 25-minute documentary, and they talked about all the brand new technology and how they were able to separate their voices and then bring their voices together, string them together, and then be able to make them flow, and then also to put in the individual instruments, separate them, then recombine them and put them together. And so, yeah, if you listen to the song, here, let me step away for a minute, and I can find out again what the title of that was.
You can search it up. Yeah, feel free to present it.
Yeah, it's they have a new video for Let It Be, which is from 1970. Let's see here. Yeah, the song is called Now and Then. It's it was released on November 2nd, 2023, dubbed The Last Beatles Song. It appeared on a double A side single, paired with a new stereo remix of the band's first single, Love Me Do, in 1962, with the two serving as bookends to the band's history. So, Now and Then is supposed to be the Beatles' very last song. And like I said, it was done with the brand new technology that Peter Jackson did with it and put it all together. So
he took what was essentially an unreleased a master recording, and he went and remastered it, remixed and remastered it, right?
Well, it was a demo. Yeah, what they said in the documentary was initially just like they did with Free as a Bird, and because they had limited technology back then, as it was, to fix, John Lennon's early demos of Free as a Bird and Real Love with the Beatles themselves. Because remember, Jeff Lynne put that together. So he did what he could with the technology available to him that he obtained from his work with Electric Light Orchestra. He went into the studio, put together all the parts of John's early demo with brand new singing parts that Paul and George was still alive, of course. So, Paul, George, and Ringo could put together. So it sounded like a Beatles song, right? And then, like I said, it was called Free as a Bird. And then they redid the technology again after they found another demo, an early demo, crude one that Lennon had put together. Can I get some more drink, baby? And please. And so what is Jeff again worked with the Beatles, put together the song, and it's called Real Love. So this one that they did last year, Now and Then, like I said, Peter Jackson came up with brand new technology and put together this last demo that they say that Lennon had in his library and put it together with the remaining Beatles, threw in George Harrison's voice, the past they had previously recorded, and in the 94-95 anthology sessions, and then they put all that together. And so it sounds like the four Beatles singing a song called Now and Then, their last song together.
Right, but it's actually like a compilation of tracks recorded over, like 40 years or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they've been together since officially since 1962. So, the band. So, 62 years. Over that 61 year period, the last song that came out in 2023. So, yeah, over 60 years. That would make the Beatles the longest running band ever, even longer than the Rolling Stones, who would be next,
Don't forget the Who.
And the Who, yeah.
Well, yeah, but the Stones, the key difference being the Stones are actually like still alive and touring, right? Like that's, as far as recording artists, that's one thing, but like bands that are active and touring, like the Stones still have to beat.
Won't be fooled again. They know the truth. That's why they came up with that song. Won't be fooled again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My mother, Suzanne made a good point. There's a song by the Who called "We Won't Be Fooled Again." Well, Roger Daltrey basically says in the song, "Yeah, Paul McCartney is dead. They have a replacement. Has been in place for a while." He basically, without directly saying it, is hinting at it and is basically admitting to it, that they know that happened. Yeah, bands, yes. Sure will.
Good morning, or sure. Yes, we're talking music right now a little bit. It's only 11:35 in the evening for me, though. I don't know what time it is for you.
Well, it's not even midnight for you, dude.
Yeah,
For
still
me,
a night
it's
time.
great.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Weird stuff. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah. There you go, Sheriff. Or
That's
is
crazy.
that
So the Who predicted.
or Willie? Oh my God, are we talking about bands? Yeah. Yo, spooky music. Yeah, I love talking about music. There's not enough good music out there anymore. I think there's some reasons why they try to bring back older groups like the Beatles and the Who and, like I said, Rolling Stones to an extent, because really those are the only three bands that to some extent are still around and can probably put out better music than half the crap that's out there now. So, yeah.
Look at the ingenious lyricism that we're coming out with these days. It's amazing. It blows my mind. The artistry, these modern musicians, yeah, it's just so much depth there. I know people used to talk shit about Jim Morrison, right? American poet and all of that, but
what are those lyrics from? The ones you just showed, Trust?
it's a new popular song by an artist called Artemis.
Artemis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did they spell that Artemis?
MUS, I think. Hey, Halsey, welcome back.
Is it US or IS?
It's weird seeing you without a wrench, Halsey. I gotta say, like every time I see that, I'm like, blue. Oh, no. Yeah, all right.
Artemis. Okay.
Yeah, Artemis.
Halcyonic Kaiju. Hello, Kaiju hun. Right. So I mean, I was reading those lyrics, and I said, that sounds like a manufactured song. I'm trying to find songs out there that are creative, and unfortunately, I haven't found anything since the year 2000. There just hasn't been anything good out in the last 24 years. At least nothing that noteworthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a conspiracy amongst the entertainment industry, right? Like the major media outlets to make people dumber. I think they're like, let's take this to its like logical conclusion and just try to see how much mindless bullshit we can sell at the highest price. And
yes.
It's like it's really just taking it to its logical conclusion. I think this is like the downfall of capitalism, right? Like late stage capitalism. Is that what they call it? Yeah.
We lost we lost capitalism actually about, I want to say, 14 years ago, right around 2010, about the middle of or after 1/3 of 2000s had happened, after 10 years. Yeah. I call it my wording for it is called panic stage capitalism. What I mean by that is if a country realizes that their product is not as popular anymore and feel like they need to come up with something that they know is running short of, but at the same time are not going to tell anyone the truth of why this item is almost gone and panic about it, well, then that's what they do. They'll sell to the very last product or last item something that they promised. And yeah. So I call that panic stage capitalism. That's what I think is happening right now. So yeah, that's not meant to be political. That's just, to me, it's reality. It's been going on for 14 years now. People just aren't awake to it, or they just don't want to be. I think we just lost. There he is. Hey, welcome back there, Kevin. Kevin? Oh, he's muted. Okay. Oh,
hey,
there he is.
Sorry.
Yeah, we lost you there for a minute. I know we lost you. I was just worried what happened.
Oh, yeah, I got kicked out for a second. I had to come back in.
Oh, no. Okay. And William Freeman hugs Halsey. Aw, aren't you adorable, Bill? Aw.
I'm jelly.
See. Cheryl Wilkes. Yeah, Cheryl Wilkes says, I still listen to music from the 70s and 80s. I like bands from the early 90s, but late 90s, all new music sounded all the same. Yes, it did. Rubber bands? Yeah. I agree, Cher. Like I said, for me, all music died after the year 2000. I like a nice round number. So for 24 years, we've been nothing but shit. Sorry.
We had good music.
Not too much for the human race at that point. Yeah.
Like, I
sorry,
like,
Will, Mikey. Sorry, Will. Sorry, Will. I'm used to calling Williams Bill. Sorry about that. Okay. Will. Sorry,
Billiam.
Will.
Call him Billiam. You watch
Bill. I would just call him Bill.
Billiam
I do that to Williams. I did that to Williams. So, nothing new. I've always been called Mikey. I've never been called Michael or Mike. I've always been called Mikey. Hugs, William. Howdy, Spooky. Hello, Cher. I like
All right, can I give you a wrench back now just to like ease my mind, or is that see, I don't know. I'm like, see how she asked me to take her wrench, and now I'm like, it's weird to me seeing that in the chat. But anyway, okay, I'll let it go unless you give me the go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, not you.
No, not me. No. Oh, right. William. Yeah, got you. Right. So Kaiju said good to see you. Hello, Bond, if you come back. Will says, ever experienced non-consensual surprise sex from a raccoon? I'm asking for a friend. No, you're not. Oh, come on, a raccoon? You can't do better than a raccoon. Come on. Raccoons suck. You don't want to do that. No. They bite you anyway. You don't want to deal with that. Yeah, Cher makes a good point too. She said after 2010, I only listened to local bands because they were creative and different. Yes, they are. There's a few left, but not many. That's why I'm saying generally music is just for shit. There's only a few decent local bands maybe that still play, but they're not getting anywhere. They know that.
Yeah, you don't hear them. That's the problem. That's why, like, and in the era that Cher is talking about, like, this is when I came out, where like local music is everything to some people because like there's only like so many people that are gonna get through into the mainstream, right? If so, you're probably gonna end up being a one-hit wonder. Like, it's nearly impossible for a good local band to go out on the national scene and get recognized because you have these groups that are basically they're groomed. Like, young musicians are groomed by the recording companies to churn out a particular product, and so before any of these musicians ever hit the local scene, they're going to get scooped up by these record companies and exploited, right? And that's how you get like these pop groups that we see all over the place.
Right. Well, I can tell you from experience myself. I used to be in a band with a friend of mine. His name was Bobby Cook. I think you might have heard my story before, but he had a live band that he called Jamioke. And that meant that you had live band jam, but you also had karaoke screen with people that could sing with a microphone. And while the live band's playing, they're also, singing to the words. So, we're playing the music that comes from the original song in the background, and then the person is singing with that song. So, it was very popular back in the day. I was with his band for about, I want to say about 8 years, from like 1999 to about 2007. Then he took a friend of mine, Danny, who was a backup guitarist, took him and himself and moved to Nevada. So I lost track of them, and then I basically, I didn't really have anybody else to sing with. I had already sang with the church choir for 3.5 years before that point. I sang with Bobby's band. I sang with a jazz band for like, less than 3 months, I think it was. And then I just didn't have anybody else to sing with. And when I moved here to Toronto, to be here, Scarborough, to be here with my wife, Suzanne, we found one karaoke bar. We went there a couple times. It was a piece of shit. I mean, the whole place was terrible. The acoustics were bad. People were smoking. I'm allergic to secondhand smoke, so I can't be near it. So is Suzanne. And we just basically said, fuck this. And we never went back to that bar, and that was it. I really haven't had anybody. I mean, I got one person I know in this city who also sings like I do, but he's more professional. And I got one person who lives in Chicago, Illinois, who's professional, and I got one or two other friends. One who lives in the Carolinas, basically in North Carolina. She's very popular on YouTube. And then the other one is a member of the Grammy Committee, and she sings country western music and other forms. And she lives in Tennessee. So, there's only a few people, but they're all scattered, right? So I don't have any association with bands anymore. I wish I did, because I would love to be a lead singer for a band. I could still do it. If I had the range, I could still do it, and I do, kind of, in a way, because I practice to myself every once in a while. I sing songs online and everything. But I feel like I'm losing my voice, and I can't very well help a band out if I can't sing for them anymore. And I've been doing this singing since I was, back in 1996, since I was 30 years old, and now, like I said, I'm going to be 59 so soon. So when I reach that point, it'll be 29 years that I've been singing. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah,
And I'm about come toward
thing,
that.
like, it's more about having a style as a vocalist. It's not necessarily about having a good voice. Not all, really like prolific vocalists have great voices, right? They just have a style. A lot of times, actually, people like it if they can kind of emulate that style. So it would be like less than perfect. Some of those imperfections are things that
Right.
stand out and make people more attracted to a singer.
Well, I had my style when, like I said, back when I sang with Bobby all those years ago. It's been 17 years now. But back when I was with his band, I had a real diverse talent. I could play lots of different percussion instruments. I could play drums. I could play congas. I could play the those steel drums, that they had in Jamaica. I could play the cowbell, of course, the maracas. I could play, all the different kinds of little instruments that we could use in a song, and I was able to play with those instruments. So not only did I have my musical talent that I could sing, I could also write. If I wanted to write a song, I could. I could still do it if I still want to nowadays. I could write a song. I can make fun of other songs very easily. So I could do parody work. Like if Weird Al Yankovic called on me, I could do something. I could write something. So I feel I have that talent. And as far as singing backup for people, I've done that. Uh, I can sing with a band. I proved it with an actual band. I sang with the Little River Band when they appeared in Arizona one time to visit, and they heard me on one of their songs, introduced me to the crowd, and I sang with them for the rest of the set. So for one night, I was a Little River Band member. That band from the 70s.
Oh,
I was like, wow, that's so
Good
awesome.
fun. That sounds awesome. So we got a request. Cher asked to play one of my songs. I've got something uploaded here. I'm not sure what it is. Let's
Okay.
see. I don't even have the title.
Play a song. Everybody here says that
No, not that one.
listen to Bob Dylan. It's all you need. I don't know. Bob Dylan's all you need.
The one from the other night. Yeah, I'm not able to share screen, so I've just got to deal with what I have here in StreamYard. Here, this is the one I've been working on recently.
Okay, go ahead and play it while I step away for a moment. Man business.
All right, I feel like I started looping. I gotta step away for a minute as well. Like, yeah, you know, some shit I've been working on. Thank you, William. Thank you, sure. But yeah, I haven't recorded a full track in a while now. It's been a couple of years. A lot of projects. Okay. Well, it's getting close to midnight. Your turn, Mikey. Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just had to use the restroom.
no, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
Do you have recordings from your performing days?
let's see. Sweet. Oh, nice. Um, do I have any songs available? Not really. I mean, I could try to sing a song from karaoke from YouTube. It would
Oh,
come.
you know.
Well, it would come more out like, a cappella. I mean, it wouldn't be music I'd be singing, but you'd be hearing me a cappella. Um, but but I didn't want to get you in trouble. If I sing something, is that going to bring down your stream or anything?
No, I think it's fine as long as we don't play like original music or what. Yeah, no, it's fine. I already have copyright shit on my channel, so yeah, sing whatever.
Oh wow. I just found out that somebody died.
Not again.
Wow. Yeah, again. Oh, where is that? I just saw it. Oh, soul legend and the Vagabonds frontman Jimmy James dies at age 84. Oh man, wow, that's not right. Oh jeez. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try to do one of my favorite songs. Burglary, the sun. Let's see. Can it be from a band or does it have to be an original song?
Yeah, no, whatever you're comfortable singing. Yeah, yeah. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
Okay. Let's see here. Karaoke. Ah, there it is. Karaoke. Okay.
Let me know. Do you want me to share a screen?
Yeah, I'm on. No, can you hear me? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we still hear
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me what to look. Tell me what will I find. What will I find? Lay me on the ground and fly me in the sky. Tell me where to look. Tell me what will I find. What will I find? Yeah. 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 Whoa. Ever let the light shine down. Whoa. Whoa. Ever let the light shine down. Whoa. Ever let the light shine down. Whoa. Ever let the light shine down.
Yeah. All right. 5-yard penalty. That was one of my first concerts, though.
Love is in the air.
Oh,
Tell me where to look. Tell me where love be there. Where love be there. Teach me how to speak. Teach me how to share. Teach me where to go. Tell me where love be there. Where love be there. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Ever let the light shine down. 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 Then there's a solo over like 1 minute and 5 seconds.
yeah, this is a guitar solo. And then at that point, dude, during the live show, dude, it's great because he was like dancing around the microphone, which I thought was really good. Like they put on a good live show.
Yeah.
When I saw them, and that was in 2001.
Yeah,
I believe it was like they put on a really good live performance.
Well, you know what's great about Allison, or not Allison Chain? Oh, wait, I finally remember her name. No, what's great about Collective Soul is I actually got to meet Ed Roland, the lead singer, and his bassist Joel. And Joel looks like a reincarnation of Jim Morrison. I even told this when I went to see them in concert several years back in Tempe, Arizona. And, yeah, I mean, they're a great band and wonderful gentlemen. I mean, really nice to meet them. All right, give me a word, give me a sign. Tell me where to look, tell me what will I find. What will I find? In the sky. Tell me where to look, what will I find? What will I find? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, never let your light shine down. 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 I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Heaven's in the light, gonna shine on me, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Heaven's in the light, gonna shine on me, yeah. Shine on me, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah. Gonna shine. Come on and shine. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Did you hear that?
All right. Yeah. No. Good job. Good job. I wasn't sure if you. I thought you were done at one point there. I didn't know you were gonna do the whole song. But no.
Oh
Thank you,
yeah.
Mikey.
Oh yeah.
That
You're
was fun.
welcome. Oh, thank you. Yeah. William Freeman's a collected soul. Flag on the play. 5-yard penalty. Come on. Boom. Geo-Sam says, "Hey, Will. The trusty hips up." And Geo-Sam said, "Showing good tune." Yes, it is. You want to hear the story? Ed Roland and Joel, when we were talking, he told me that he really loves Shine. Shine is his favorite song. And I said, "Well, you guys will play it for me, right?" He said, "Oh yeah, we'll play it. It'll be in the set." I said, "Okay." So I waited on the entire concert. I heard their other music and whatever, and then they played Shine, and Shine is the last song of their set. And I'm sitting there, I'm standing there applauding. I'm at the front of the stage there, and somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "I didn't know they were going to wait till the end of the concert to sing Shine." He says, "Don't you know? Every time they do a concert, Collective Soul always sings Shine at the end of their sets."
I was about to
Oh my
apologize
God.
for being an alcoholic because I was like, I'm pretty sure I've heard this story before, but but no, I mean it's normal, most of us. It's like, yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
do recall I heard this story before. So.
I've heard
Not
it before, but I never heard it before, and that's the thing. Because I told the guy, I said, "Oh, but you know what? By the way, I spoke to Ed and Joel before the concert." He says, "Oh no, you didn't." I said, "Oh yes, I did. If you ask them right now, we had a 2-hour discussion about music before they went to do their rehearsal at Tempe Beach Park here, over at the Monte's La Casa Vieja. It's a nice Mexican restaurant. Doesn't exist anymore. But we sat out on the patio, Ed, me, and Joel. We shot the shit for 2.5 hours about music. And I was like, fuck, man, this is awesome. I'm here with actual band people, singing, or, we're singing little bitty ditties here and there and talking about music, with actual people. And then I told them my experience with the Little River Band, and Ed Roland said, "Damn, that's awesome, man. I would have killed to sing with them." I said, "I know. They were a great harmony band in the 70s." I said, "I didn't even know, Ed, that you knew about them." He says, "Oh, yeah, I knew all about those harmony bands growing up." I said, "Oh, fuck." I was like, yeah, just totally awesome. I just getting to meet some, musicians like that. Just so cool. And
it is. They say, music transcends all barriers. It is the universal language.
it
Like
is
I
universal
really.
language. It really is. I tell you, it was right after the concert. I went and got their greatest hits album, the 7-Year Itch. I owned it for a while. I think I still have it. It's somewhere. I know I didn't sell it off, so I know I have it somewhere, but probably in my in our spare closet, probably locked away somewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's a great album and CD, and I'm just like, wow, yeah, they're just awesome. I mean, they were great guys. They were very nice to me, and very kind. And I said, "Yeah, I love your music." And they invited me to the concert. I even got my ticket for discount from them. I didn't even have to buy a ticket to the concert. I got a ticket from them for a nice low price. And I said, "Oh shit!" Basically it was free. So I basically got a free ticket. It's like, whoa,
You
yeah,
got the golden,
it was
like
awesome.
like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh,
But
are you kidding? Yeah. Well, that happened with Little River Band too. Like I said, I got to see the rest of their set after I did the song Night Owls with them. I was like, they had another set that they were doing, for like 30 minutes. I got to sing with them the whole time. I had a microphone right by my table, and so what I did was when their songs came up, I grabbed my microphone. They said, "All right, Mikey," and that's one of them even dared to call me Mikey. I said, "Okay," and I took my microphone and we sang perfect harmonies for the rest of the half hour. For 30 minutes, and everybody in the audience was surprised. They were shocked. They were like, "Whoa, this guy knows how to sing!" And I said, "Yeah, I've been singing harmonies for years. You shouldn't be surprised by how much I sing." Yeah. So, yeah, great stuff. Great moments. Yeah.
It's been fun. That's a great story. I think I'm headed towards wrap up. Do you have any announcements you want to make before we wrap up on this?
Before we wrap up? Oh yeah, sure. Well, you guys know my Mikey Seuss 4 channel. I do 5 days a week of different events. Starting Sundays, we do a 3-hour live stream. It's about random topics. As it says there, I'm the host of Sunday Topic Times with my friend Jay Aldridge. And we start that at 2 o'clock Eastern, or I'm sorry, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central. And that would be 12 noon your time, Kevin, on Sunday, 12 noon. So straight up 12 noon on your time frame there in the West
Right
Coast.
after go get out of church. Remember that, churchgoers.
Try to remember that. Yeah, please, because you're invited. It's an open panel, open chat. I pay a little more for StreamYard so I can have up to 10 people in the panel. It's kind of cool. We got some good moderators there. Lemon Pie, Lady V Elements, Jay Aldrich, of course, is my co-host. My wife, Suzanne, is also a moderator. We got people that are watching the chat, so we'll be all right. I mean, things are going good. That's on Sunday. And then Monday, we do Mikey Seuss 4 channel, which has a topic and a recommendation of a movie, which is either a DVD or a Blu-ray. And then we have a question and answer session for a couple minutes. That starts at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 9 o'clock in the Western time zone, 9 a.m. Then you're probably sleeping by then. Then on Tuesday, we do 18 reviews of the greatest 1980s, mid-1980s action and drama adventure ever. And Jay and I, we do a stream starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, and 11 a.m. on the Pacific time zone. And we do the review of a episode from each season. We're still on season 1. Then on Wednesdays, I do a webcam for the Greatest American Hero TV series. And I do an episode there, and it's a webcam video I shoot. And then on Thursday, we do a live stream again with Jay. And right now, we're doing reviews of The Secrets of Isis and Shazam, which were mid 1970s live action DC Universe shows that were out there that kids on Saturday mornings could watch and learn lessons from. And we're each doing a episode from each series. When we're done with that, then we're going to move on to reviews of starting with the original series of Star Trek. And if there were no men, you would have no viewers.
Excellent.
Yes, that's
Excellent.
true. But thankfully, we do.
Yeah, according to the YouTube algorithm, 100% of my viewers are men between the ages of 35 and 44. Just so you know. You are a man, but I think you are over 44, so you are not within the 100% of my viewers, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm 59. I'm almost 60. So, yeah, I turned 59 this year and 60 next year. And, yeah, I'm definitely beyond that limit. but it's okay. I'm young at heart. I love doing what I do. And Suzanne loves. We love our channel, and we're happy that it's running, and that we have a good patronage. We have good subscribers. We're right now at 162, so we're trying for 38 more so we can reach 200. So if you know any of your friends and neighbors and acquaintances that haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button for Trusty Ape here, my good friend Kevin. Make sure you share the channel. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, and also make sure when you hit the notification bell, the ding 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 bell, make sure that you underline it for all notifications. So if Kevin and I, if we on each of our own respective channels, if we do future events or live streams, like I said, that the one coming up on Sunday, you'll be notified of it. You'll know, and then you can come there and have some fun. So yeah, please do that for us. We are trying to help our community one YouTube creator at a time, and trying to bring them all together. So yeah,
Apparently, that is the way that YouTube works. From what I gather. So yes, thank you for coming by, Mikey. It was great talking to you. Thank you to everybody in the chat. You got Spooky Bed Hair Gaming with Silver Wolf, Mystic Mod, Bond, William Freeman, Halcyon Kaiju, got the wrench back, one of my favorite moderators. Don't go anywhere. I saw Ura Woolley, Cher Wilkes. Much love to everybody. Be well and be trusty. And Geo Sam. Oh, can't forget Geo Sam. Geo Sam helped design our little channel intro here. He'll play that on the way out. And say much love to everybody. Be well, be kind, and stay trusty.